Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between XeNo and Faith here on Everdream, the latter edition. Good luck, have fun, says Kindness, who is Faith, says I'm Terran because he loaded into this game as random. Top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. It is XeNo with Samwise Didier's face, because the logo did not load in, and in the bottom left we have the blue Terran player. It is Faith, playing under one of his Smurf accounts, Kindness. Faith is a StarCraft 2 streamer. He is Masters Random, which I think is very interesting. I like random players, and Faith is a good dude. And I watched this on his stream a couple of days ago, and asked him to send me the replay, and he did. So hey, go over if you're interested in watching somebody play random at the Masters level on ladder at a very high level, and you will see Faith. Link in the description to his Twitch channel. SCV scouting here is Faith, just, you know, making sure he's not getting cannon rushed, making sure he is not getting proxied, and probe scouting here is XeNo as well. And yes, by the title here, you know that Faith here is going to go mech against Protoss. Ooh, eBay block here from Faith, and is he going to lose the SCV? Nope, he cancels and gets out of there, and probes can't catch him because probes, SCVs, and drones all have the same run speed. No bully, please, says Faith, like after he just eBay blocked, which is hilarious to me. He's like, hey, don't kill my SCVs. I'm going to prevent you from getting an expansion when you want to. Like, makes me laugh. Like, again, Faith is just an upbeat, high-energy guy. And if that's who you want, if that's who you want to follow out on Twitch, I recommend you do it. Again, super good dude. Okay, Zealot. Oh, Zealot first from XeNo? Leave if you don't want to get bullied, says XeNo. All right, says Faith. It's cool. Cancels the engineering bay, and the probe comes down as a stalker comes in now. So, yeah, this is not going to be your standard little Reaper opening, Reaper expand players as a factory. A Marauder first from Faith. Look at that stuff. First attacking unit he builds as a Marauder. And I'm sure XeNo at this point is like, wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill you. Faith, high energy, a bit of a troll. And again, people like that stuff. We had a no bully pact. I apologize, he says, for killing that there probe who was scouting around. So Marauder opening versus Protoss can be pretty scary. If they invest too heavily in Stalkers, they can just die to this. But if they have a couple of Immortals and they have some Zealots to buffer, it can go better for them. So let's see what XeNo does in response to this. He gets a couple extra gateways, liking that stuff, a shield battery. He is worried about Marauders showing up now and murdering him, but no, just Marauders just staying home and expansion being built on the low ground for Faith. And just making sure it doesn't get supply blocked at this stage. Calling down those mules, the Protoss player not doing much of anything otherwise other than getting a warp gate. And he's going to go for a robo here eventually. Because again, if your opponent's going Marauders, Immortals are worth their weight in gold. That bonus versus armor that they have is so good. And if you have Zealots in the front that are tanking the damage from the Marauders, so the Marauders aren't also hitting the Immortals who are armored and take bonus damage from said Marauders, it's kind of a one-to-one scenario there. But if you have something tanking for him, it's going to be a better situation. Armory coming up for Faith here and making a second factory. He is meching it, and he is meching it hard. All right, man. XeNo's got his 3 gates, his 3 warp gates. He is starting the robotics facility. He's sending a probe out to see what's what, and the Marauder count is getting a little bit high. So it's a Marauder opening here into factories with Widow Mines. Oh, early Widow Mines. We know that's really good against Protoss in the form of Widow Mine drops. But also really good against Protoss, maybe in defensive situations, just because it is unlikely for the Protoss player to make an observer and send it all the way over here this early in the game. So the probe comes over, sees 3 Marauders, and says, yikes. Let's not move out with these Stalkers. How about? He's preparing, though, for a Widow Mine drop. He's been Widow Mine dropped before. I can tell you that much. His APM's around 300 right now. Both players' APM's pretty substantial here at the high Masters level. They both know what they're doing. Widow Mine's burrowing at the top of the ramp here on Everdream, which I love. Great positioning there from Faith. More Widow Mines. Just all the Widow Mines in the known universe. And then a starport here, too. Interesting. Is he getting... and he's getting drilling claws. Yeah, why else would you have an armory other than to get drilling claws? And this might actually get posted after the latest patch has gone live. So we'll see if that happens. They talked about just giving drilling claws automatically to Widow Mines as long as an armory exists. But I don't know. I don't know if that's actually happened yet or if it's going to happen. I think that's still a bit in the air. So medevac is in production with an engineering bay. Probably for turrets would be my guess, because again, he's not really going bio heavy. He doesn't need upgrades necessarily for the Marauders. Third base, warping in from XeNo. And Widowmine drop. Okay, man, it's time. It's later, I think, obviously, than XeNo expects here, because he had Stalkers in here waiting for that for the last minute and a half. Observer comes in, sees the Marauders pushing out, and says, you know what? I might have the ground army to handle this. Army supply is 30 to 30, but a lot of that army supply is in Widowmines, and they're not going to be part of this battle. Top left, Ninja expansion coming up from Faith as well, which is hilarious. And the Marauders are going to see what they can do. They're going to see if they can take down a potential third base, which is here, and there are Stalkers ready to rock. They don't really want to engage all that much, I don't think, although they do outnumber, and they do bonus versus armored here. So in a straight-up engagement, that many Stalkers will take down that many Marauders. The Widowmines coming in, burrowing, trying to set up a bit of a trap here. Oh, burrow now, though. Burrow now, though. He is moving the wounded ones back. One goes down, and wow, he's in trouble. That Immortal really turns the tides right now. The fact that all of the Widowmines died without getting any damage done whatsoever is a major problem for him, too. But back home, he is making additional starports with his additional factories here. This is crazy talk, man. What are we doing? A Widowmine does make it inside the main base of XeNo. Gets a kill, and then has Drilling Claws, so it's not revealed. That's hilarious. XeNo's like, who gets Drilling Claws at 6 minutes in a TVP? What is happening? Either way, these Widowmines are just getting nothing done for Faith at all. It is 46 to 9 army supply. And at this point of the game, Faith was like, I think we're done. I think that's it. Should I just quit? I don't have enough to hang with this. And most of us in chat said, you know what? No. Stick it in. Stick it out. Go ahead. Lift off your natural base. You have your ninja. You're not dead yet. You have more workers. Actually, you have fewer workers than he does for sure. We didn't know that at the time, though. So tank on the high ground. Widowmine on the ramp. If you want to come try to mess with us, you can, but you're going to take some losses here. The Widowmines slowly creeping down the ramp very carefully. Very carefully, and trying to get a shot off. That Widowmine gets taken down again. You outrange him if you can see him with this Observer. So many Widowmines have gone down, and they've done nothing. They've gotten like a probe kill, maybe 2 probe kills for 12 Widowmines. Right now, it is a bad place. It's a 150 resources lost for XeNo to 2,281 for Faith. Bad place for him to be right now. So he's like, all right, I don't have a lot. I have 2 tanks and 2 Widowmines, but I'm going to go ahead and land in my natural base. After these SCVs stop getting in my way. And there we go. And look, XeNo's on 3 bases. He's on 59 workers and 56 to 21 army supply. The lead he has is massive, but he walks into some tank fire, loses a couple Stalkers for it. The Immortal taking hits. The Widowmine fires on the Immortal and then gets finished off by a tank. And without that Immortal, it gets a little bit harder to break this for XeNo. So he has a massive army, but so much of it is at home. He has these Stalkers waiting for further drops. He has these Immortals at the front that he's not bringing to the battle. He has these Stalkers waiting for drops. He is so worried about drops that he's not actually putting the pressure on Faith that would kill Faith. Amazing. Top base Ninja for Faith is working quite nicely here. And XeNo does not know about that, or else he would have killed it by now, right? So he thinks he's got the Terran player corralled onto 2 bases, but it's really a 3-base style situation. And we have Banshees in production with Hyperflight Rotors, because why not? What a crazy non-standard game this is. I love it. That's why I like Masters. You get the high-level play, but you don't have the kind of sameness that you get from the professional level from time to time. You know what I mean? It's a lot of sameness, if we're going to be honest. Widowmine's burrowing on the high ground. Bunkers are here. Is there anything to go inside the bunkers? Not really. Are they just fake out bunkers? It's like, hey, we have Marines in here. Don't you come in here with your guys. I'll kill you with my Marines and bunkers, which is not bad against this. Again, the Immortals are game changers, as they always are, and taking down the bunkers really fast. But he does make a couple Marines, or just one. He makes a Marine to get in the bunker, which makes it actually hard. Actually hard for the Protoss or the enemy to know how many Marines are inside that bunker. It could be 4, it could be 1. Mass Banshee gets scouted by this hallucinated Phoenix. The Banshee pilots are like, we're getting shot, but we're not actually dying, so that's cool. So what can you do against this many Stalkers with Banshees? Not much, it turns out. These are harassing units. They have the little jets in their back, which makes them fast because Hyperflight Orders is done. And it's a Fusion Core. Fusion Core follow-up from Faith. He's gonna go Battle Cruisers. Who does this? Who opens Marauder, Widowmine, Hyperflight Rotor Banshee, and then Battle Cruiser against Protoss? None of this makes any sense, and I like it so much. This is such a fantastic playstyle. It's hilarious. All right, man. So again, 77 to 54 army supply. XeNo's not doing a great job spending his army. The Banshees are actually able to one-shot, well, effectively one-shot these Stalkers. The Banshees are definitely taking losses right now. The Phoenix coming in to cause problems for them, too. And then the Banshees head back out. We burrow the Widowmines on top of the ramp and say, hey, come get us. Come get us. We're very injured Banshees. You don't want us to go over the other side of the map and kill your stuff, do you? But there's cannons and there's shield batteries up. A lot of defense, waiting for Banshees, waiting for Widowmines. I don't think he expects Battle Cruisers at all, based on the amount of mortals that he's making. He just has the Phoenix to deal with the Banshees, which do admirably well until Widowmine hits! Right up until the Widowmines crash in there. Tank on the high ground, getting some shots done. All the Widowmines get wiped out because there is an Observer with this army, and it's back down to 73 to 37 army supply. Resources lost, 5,200 for Faith, 3,100 for XeNo, and this is the saving grace. If he didn't have this gas income, his production of Battle Cruisers would not be happening right now. But you know what? It is. +1 attack coming up. Bottom right-hand base, ninja'd by Faith. How did he get that out there without getting spotted? Does he have a medevac? Did he fly it over? He doesn't have a medevac. Has one died today? No. He must have walked it over somehow, like when the army's right down here. I guess the army was up here for a minute. He could have snuck it down in that meantime and maybe not gotten seen by this. That's really hard to not get scouted by this, though. Man, so he's setting up to, again, contain the ever-loving crap out of the Terran player. He wants to make sure there's no third base, there's no third base, and there's no third base. What he's not doing is keeping a good eye on the extreme expansion locations, because if he could see those, he would crush them and he'd probably win this game. But again, nobody expects the Ninja expands. Trying to take, again, what is kind of a third base, but is also more of a fifth base down here, and the Stalkers say no. Kill it, kill it. Is there anything to repair this? No, they get the command center. Another one gets built immediately by Faith. 85 to 69 army supply. He's got Phoenix, he's got Stalkers, he has Immortals, he's continued to produce Phoenix. He does not have the answer he needs for these Battle Cruisers, which is going to be things like Tempest, which is going to be things like Void Rays, which is going to be things like more Stalkers. Instead, he's getting charged for Zealots. He's working on additional Phoenix, getting plus attacks for his ground units, which again includes Stalkers, but he doesn't have many of those. This is amazing. This is incredible. Meanwhile, the Banshees on the other side of the map try to get some stuff done, but largely get killed by the Stalkers that have been waiting for this to happen the entire game, and finally they are vindicated. Look at this Immortal count, though. What's he countering with that? So the Zealots come in a Warp Prism, and they're like, oh, there's like 4 Battle Cruisers here. DTs do hack down a Tech Lab. Almost. That's going to burn down. Bit of an unnecessary Yamato on that Warp Prism because it was dead anyway. There was no saving that. And still, third base not quite down. As far as XeNo knows, there is no third base for Faith. So he feels like he's way ahead. He is producing Tempest now because he recognizes the Battle Cruisers exist. He is working on +2 ground armor, which is a pretty good upgrade to have for those Stalkers against those Battle Cruisers. Again, Battle Cruisers do a lot of attacks. A lot of attacks. They don't do a lot of damage individually, but they add up. And that is one of those things that armor is specifically good against. Armor is good against things that do multiple small attacks. That's why armor is good against things like Zerglings for the most part. Little tiny attacks there. That's why Zerglings have a hard time taking down Ultralisks. Not just because Ultras do splash damage, and anything that does splash damage is the complete enemy of the Zergling for sure. So heading back home with the Stalker Immortal army, recognizing these Immortals are not going to be very good against much of anything, unless I want to take down bases, which, hey, Immortals are really elite at that. So the Tempests come down with the Phoenix support. It's only 2 Tempests, which I don't think is necessarily enough when there are officially 7 Battle Cruisers out. The numbers are not in your favor here, Mr. Tempest guy, but he's got another one coming. He's got 2 more in production. He's working on shield upgrades, which is going to help those Tempests be a little bit more tanky, and really everything. Everything Protoss has benefits from the shield upgrade. because, I don't know, Protoss is the only race that can actually, well, increase their armor for everything with one upgrade. It's pretty good. I guess we have building armor for Terran, but that's a separate upgrade that only affects buildings. Anywho, tanks and battle cruisers, and they got a tank, and what are they doing? All right, that's not great from those BCs. They're dead. Big attack coming in, but again, the immortal count is so stupid high, and these battle cruisers are doing great. Battle cruisers doing huge amounts of damage. They already have the plus, they have the +2. Yep, +2 air weapons is done for Faith right now. APM peaking into the 400s right now for the Terran player, who is random, but he's Terran today. Still hasn't expanded for a while is XeNo, and he's getting oversaturated on some of his bases, which is not great. Look at him fighting this. No! No, your Stalkers are all just going to die, and then your Immortals will die because the Stalkers are dead. And your Tempest count is enough to be annoying, but it's not enough to crush this Battlecruiser count with anything at all. Widowmine Battlecruiser, which we've seen done against Zerg recently in the GSL. Never seen it done against Protoss, and that's part of why I wanted to cast this game, because it's like, where else are you going to see this? Who else is casting crazy Battlecruiser, Widowmine, like Marauder, Hyperflight Rotor, Banshee stuff against Protoss at the Masters level or higher? Nobody, I don't know. XeNo taking the 12 o'clock base. He's like, well, I might as well expand. Somehow, he did sneak this third base up, and I can't kill it. The Widowmines today, I was going to say haven't done a lot. They got some serious hits on those Widowmines there, and they did wipe out that group here about a couple of minutes ago. So it's not like they've been horrifically bad, but Thor's in production. Thor's coming in. If you can get rid of these Immortals, the Thors will be beautiful against the Tempest and against these Stalkers. The question is, can he get rid of the Immortals? The Battlecruisers can, but will they is the question of the day. Coming in and flank attack from XeNo. Kills one of the Thors instantly. Focuses down another Battlecruiser. It dies. Yamato's getting hits on these Tempests, weakening them immensely, but it can't one-shot them because they have too much HP for that. And then the Immortals are getting chased down. Look at that Tempest count. Trying to Yamato his way through these Tempests, causing major damage to them and trying to finish them off with the lasers after that. The Immortals on the ground are no use in this battle. They should be fleeing, because if the Battlecruisers win, they're all going to die, and the Battlecruisers win. I really feel like part of that is better upgrades. +2 attack here. Well, maybe not better upgrades. It's about +2/+2. It's just the Battlecruisers, if they can hit the Tempest directly, are going to do just fine. So what's the Immortal count? 0. It is 0 Immortals, and suddenly XeNo is on the back foot. It's 172 to 109 total supply. The Battlecruisers are out on the other side of the map right now. There is one medevac for whatever reason that is going to die because these Stalkers want it dead. The Widowmine's going to get some free shots. Oh, he outkicks his coverage a bit there, and all the Stalkers but one go down. That is 4 Stalkers dead, ladies and gentlemen. Resources lost are now 20,000 for XeNo, 14,000 for Faith, which, holy cannoli. Tempest fighting. Zealots on top of the Thors are actually incredible. Like, really good against Thors. Anything tiny that can get a full surround on the Thor is going to kill it, including Zerglings. Oh, Widowmine's getting some decent hits on these Tempests. God, these Widowmines are all the way, they went all the way through their cycle and came back again just in time to kill those Tempests. That's nuts. So 186 to 115 total supply. This top left base never once scouted. This bottom right-hand base never once scouted. Let this be a lesson to everyone who plays StarCraft. Look for ninjas. Like, especially if you're Protoss. You have Phoenix, just fly it around. Just have it do a lap around this map. Whee! And you will see. You will see things like ninja bases. Oh, hit that like button if you're enjoying this match. I know this isn't going to get as many views as my other stuff. I understand that. I'm at peace with it. But, like, for real, you guys, if you like it, hit that like button. It just helps me get more visibility. The algorithm loves it for YouTube. So, yeah, a lot of bases here for Faith all of a sudden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's expanding twice up the left side. DT finds this one. He's like, aha, I saw you trying to expand, doesn't know about this or this. It's all about vision, man. It's all about awareness of what is happening in this game. If you get tricked in StarCraft, you probably lose. God, the Widowmine gets a really long distance shot there. It's good to see Widowmines causing problems for Protoss instead of for Zerg, because I feel like lately Widowmines have been causing a lot of problems for Zerg. So, Firebat in the mix. I don't know what for exactly. Beautiful. Yamato's connecting on these Tempests and the Thors with their single target attack. Really good. Outranging the Tempests from a ground-to-air ratio and finishing them off, especially because they're already previously wounded. So the Tempests come in here. I don't know if that's the greatest of ideas, but they do outnumber the Thors quite heavily. So they're doing some work. And a battlecruiser goes down. Another battlecruiser goes down, and possibly another battlecruiser goes down. Yes, as the Thor dies. That BC getting some hits. That battlecruiser has 2 HP and is going to live because nothing here can shoot up. Meanwhile, the battlecruisers left that particular battle, came around to harass this base, and lost one of their battlecruisers because Stalker anti-air is insanely good from the ground. I wish Hydras were this good against battlecruisers as Stalkers were, but it's that bonus versus armor that Stalkers have that make all of the difference there. +3 air weapons coming in now from XeNo. We're looking at a +3 air weapons is also done for the battlecruisers. And yeah, in a 1-to-1 scenario, no, Stalkers will not win because they shouldn't win, although that battlecruiser did just die. Yeah, these BCs are in a bit of trouble. In a spot of trouble, I'd say. Archon Tempest coming down, but it's 157.87 total supply. Just the sheer number of bases that the Terran player has is insane. It's 71 to 53 workers. He's mined out this top base. That top ninja 12-kill battlecruiser finally finished. It's gone. The resources are rapidly depleting from this. Yeah, it'll be done here in a couple of minutes at the latest. And yeah, there's just nothing left for XeNo. At this point, Faith was like, he must have a big army by now. He must be on 7 bases. He's got to have like 100 Tempests and a bunch of Archons, and this is going to be rough. But then, oh, look at this. Look at all he has. He's been spending his money well, but he's lost so many resources and hasn't had as many bases as Faith has. And that's sometimes what StarCraft comes down to. How many bases do you have, and how effective are you with trades? That's what matters more than anything else. So this base is not a planetary yet, and now it is. And now it's going to try to fight, but it can't shoot up, so these Tempests are going to be a problem. The DTs hacking away at all these SCVs is also a major problem. But the ground army doesn't want to take planetary fortress shots, so it actually is saved. As it's killed the Dark Templar, and this bit of what's left here for XeNo is gone. So he's producing Tempests, which I think is the right answer here. Or, I don't know, maybe like a mass Stalker would be better. Just mass upgraded Stalker as Yamato takes down another Tempest. It's just Stalkers trade really well with Thors and really well with battlecruisers, but the Tempest not really in numbers with the control that they need to make this thing work for XeNo. So yeah, that new source of income down, and that's a you are so pathetic. And Faith gets the win. XeNo taps out with the bad manner. Stays in the game, because if you remember, 5 minutes, 6 minutes into this thing, he thought for sure he was dead, and he was. He should have been dead. But XeNo didn't bring his Immortals up to the front. He was so worried about getting dropped that he didn't bring the rest of his army here. He could have won. He could have pushed up here. He could have killed these tanks, come on in, and won this game. But he was too worried, just too over-concerned about potentially getting dropped up here. And as a result, he didn't kill Faith when he had the chance. And then Faith had ninja expansions. And then from there, just not quite prepared for the battle cruisers. And ends up, remember this game when it was like 100 resources lost for the Protoss and like 12,000 lost for the Terran? And look at it now, 33,000 resources lost for XeNo, 26,000 lost for Faith. 16 battle cruisers died, mind you. This was not a flawless victory by any stretch for Faith here, but he does have 8 battle cruisers at the end compared to the 2 Tempest, 5 Stalkers, and 2 Archons that XeNo has, so definitely over there. 34 SCVs died, 37 probes died. I feel like most of that was in this attack, just this last attack a minute ago, because there wasn't a lot of harassment out of Faith. He did get some harassment done with the Banshees, but for the most part, he was on the defensive. But it worked out for him with the final push in the end there. The Phoenix to counter the Banshees were beautiful, but then they were pretty much useless versus the battle cruisers. The tech switch, again, caught him by surprise. The Immortals became useless after a certain point in time. Boy, he wishes he had them against the Thors later, I'm sure, but he just didn't make any more. And yeah, he just didn't expand enough. He should have kept expanding. He should have kept growing his army. And then maybe he would have had the right composition at the right number to take down this weird stuff that Faith is doing. Look at this. This is Hellion Hellbat Thor battle cruiser against Protoss. Who does this? Innovation? Does innovation do this? Sometimes he does this. Oh, incredible. All right. Well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, be sure to hit up Faith's Twitch stream if you're interested in seeing more crazy games like this. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.